I would rather eat a jean jacket in Alaska, in a pond, naked, before I speak to some people again. I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being told that AI is the next wave, AI is the next wave, AI is the next wave, versus experiencing AI as the next wave. What I've learned from this is that the days are long, but life is short. Since we're speaking of intellectualism, let's just talk about Miss Kitty real quick. You have to be twice as good to get half of what they have, Olivia. And I, Olivia, I am the hell and the high water. Beautiful. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another episode of No NDA. It is your favorite podcast, and some of you guys call it NONDA. It's not a sad show, bad show, dad show, weird show. It's fun, it's entertainment, education, and everything in between. And let me just say, I missed you guys. I missed you like how... Yeah, I missed you guys. I was going to say I miss you guys like how... Right. I can't talk about certain things, but I missed you guys. I want you guys up under my skin. I want you guys like how Whitney want Bobby. I want you guys like how Shoemaker want the shoes for tip. I want you guys like how bread want butter. I missed you guys, and I'm so happy to be here. If you're new here, my name is RushCam, and I'm the host of this show. I want to just say, before I continue, that the funniest thing that I've ever experienced is somebody commenting on my podcast, right? And they said, oh my God, I love your podcast so much. I love No NDA podcast, but I think it needs a new host. My podcast, my podcast needs a new host. So every time I'm sad, I just say, remember, that your podcast needs a new host. This episode is a recap. Like, we're just trying to get back into the groove, talk to each other. I want to call it office hours because, as you can see, we have filing cabinet, we have paper, we have crayon, we have all sorts of stuff. And so I want us to kind of like get back into the groove, and then we have the guests, we'll bring on back mom, and we're excited and whatever. But before I do that, I want to say that this episode is dedicated to Des. Now, if you're an OG of the podcast and you were here from season 1, episode 1, you would have remembered us. We continuously spoke to Des. We were just like, Des, what do you think? Des is my mom's best friend, and we lost her to cancer. She was very instrumental in the beginning and the starting of this podcast, so much so that she was the person who assisted us with putting the set together, like renting chairs. For the Christmas episode, she left her house and she found things for us, all of this while being sick and while battling cancer. And we just want to just dedicate this episode to her and her belief in others and the way that she was able to pour into others even when she didn't have enough to pour into herself. It wasn't lost on me. It was really, really special because that sacrifice was visible. It was significant, and it was honestly life-changing for me. And so I really want to just shout her out, her family in particular, and my mom, who, has lost her best friend. When I say best friend, they talk on the phone every day. Like get up and talk on the phone. So, we are just figuring things out. But what I've learned from this is that the days are long, but life is short. The days feel so long, and you're just like, so many things to do in a day, and you think about all the things you have to do in a day, and you wake up and you're like, okay, I have to shoot the podcast. You message Ashley, you talk to this person, you say, oh my God, you have to eat lunch today, you have to go to the gym. And when you look back on when your lifespan is, you're like, so many things happened, but it went by just like that. So I just want to encourage you guys to not just live life to the fullest, but really appreciate the fact that this is a gift, you know, and it is one that every day that we have it, it's really and truly a blessing. And God isn't done with you until he's done, until the day is done. So, yes. Yeah. May I preach already? I thought I was rusty, but it looks like I really do love to talk. So, let's get into today's episode. I want you guys to comment down below and let me know what we should call ourselves, because we're trying to figure out this thing. I'm just like, okay, I don't want to say Nanda fam, and I kind of want to say residents of Nanda land, but it's so long to say residents of Nanda land, but I kind of want to say Nanda Nation, but Nanda Nation sounds a little too serious. So I'm taking suggestions, and I don't want to say Nandaites. That's crazy. That's diabolical. Nandaites? Nah. So I need us to comment down below and tell us what we're called. You can play on the fact that it's red. You can play on the fact that we are kind of playing on this legal thing, you know? So are we associates? But that's so simple. We can play on the fact that it's RushCam. I don't know. Comment down below if you're super smart and really great with names, and tell us what we should call ourselves. And in that vein, I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing. We did really well with the last season. We were able to get people braces. By the way, my braces are off, period. Chat bout, tell a girl say, any girl we have chain in them mouth, no say chains shall be broken. Any girl we have chain in them mouth, no say the locksmiths will come. Any girl we have chain in them mouth, no say take the shackles off my mouth so I can dance. Trust me, it is a nice feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a great feeling. Nice. Yeah? Big up Dr. Meeks and the girl them over Island Smiles, because I can smile because of you. And I also decided to get a makeover with the hair. Let me tell you something. You see, sometimes on have a style where on don't want go on like say on a hot, right? On don't want elevate. You see, if you really want to elevate, you need a signature look. So this is the signature look right now. The signature sign, script, blonde. That is the look. Because we'll have to make people say, oh, the guy with the mother and the two of them have black. You get. Am I not a genius? Oh, the guy and the remember saying, you know, the podcast red already, you know, so the red catch it. Then now the mother catch it back. And now the black. So all who don't like the blonde hair, it have to go work, because it's a part of the look and feel. Okay? All right. So I promise to make good content. I promise to show up every week, and you promise to subscribe, right? We are no longer going to be doing seasons. This is the last season thing. This is now episodic. So episode 200, episode 150, episode whatever, and we're just going to go until the wheels fall off, right? So let's get into today's episode. We have a lot of things lined up. I want to talk about a lot of stuff. I have a lot of opinions that I did not get to share, that I've been holding on to, and I'm going to share them now, right? So we have favorites that we need to go over. We have win or bin that we need to get through. We have hot topics, and we have a new segment called Cease and Desist. Some of you deserve a cease and desist because you chat too much. And you chat so much that you chat shit. And you chat fart all the time, and nobody's holding you accountable. I'm here to do that. I'm now the champion of the people to make sure that you never speak again. You will never ever get an opportunity to talk foolishness on the internet again as long as I live. Amen. So we have that segment. Wow, that was a mouthful. And we're going to get through it. Over the holiday, we had the election for Jamaica. I don't know if everybody is pleased with the result, but we ride. We also had a lot of things going on. But speaking of election, right? My thing right now is Mark Golding. I just need to talk to you for a second. Why do you keep walking out and walking away? Every time something happens, you're just like, okay, as a show of solidarity with the people, I'm going to walk away. But Mark Golding, here's my problem with walking away, right? When you walk away, you are no longer present in the space that it matters. So if you are no longer at the table, how are you really going to be able to champion the people? What you're telling me in walking away is that your ego and what you perceive to be your own respect and the respect that people have for you is more important than representing the people with your presence. Because if you're absent, you're not able to advocate for people. You can't advocate for people outside of Gordon House. You can't advocate for people outside of like spaces. So why do you keep walking away? Should we call you Walk Golding? Like what's the plan, right? So that's one thing. But don't feel like the government is off the hook with me either, because I believe that part of the reason the JLP, not we, I was going to say we voted for the JLP as a country, but part of the reason the JLP won the election is because Jamaica right now is trying to head in a direction of stability, and they believe that it would destabilize the country. However, the government needs to be extremely careful that they don't develop a spirit of arrogance where they believe that they're untouchable. Because the truth of the matter is, in this day and age where social media, everybody can come online and everybody has opinions and everybody can hold you accountable, we need to just make sure that our ducks are in a row, right? That's why you have the Deion Jackson Millers with the YouTube channels. That's why you have the different bloggers. That's why you have the RushCams of the world. That's why you have people to say things, because we still need to hold you accountable. So I'm not going to talk about the election much further, but Mark Golding, I need you to be present. Stop walking away. So, over the holiday, I've developed some favorites. We're going to go into favorites, and I'm going to talk about all the things that I really, 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 really liked, right? So I developed a favorites list, and I have like a little of everything. And I don't know how niche this is, but hear me out. The first on my favorites list is Olivia Dean. Now, before this show started, I asked Ashley, the producer, I said, Ashley, have you listened to the Olivia Dean album? Because I perceive her to be one of the cool girlies, right? She go flowers shop and all of them, something she make flowers and whatever. So I'm like, okay, you must have listened to the Olivia Dean album. She said she hasn't gotten around to it. Listen, if you hold yourself to the standard of being cool and you love a good blowout and you will love a good flowers and you love like a little shift dress, you know them little 50s shift dress and a kitten heel, you need to listen to the Olivia Dean album. It's romance, it's heartbreak, it's coming of age, it's happiness, it's sadness, it's 25 but 50. Like it's like 25 turning 55. Like it's nice, it's British. You know, so the Brits do things better than most people. Let me just pause. If you are interested in culture and style and anything that advances any sort of look and feel, you need to look to the Brits. I'm not going to hold you. The Americans are great and everything, but if you need a makeup trend, Brits. Podcast trend, Brits. Music, Brits. The Brits, they're running the show right now. So Olivia Dean, that album was fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. Olivia Dean need album of the year. Okay, Rush, you're pushing it. You know that Taylor Swift is getting that shit. And you know that, come on. Just relax, Rush. She's probably going to get new artist of the year. And yeah, but if you haven't checked it out, check it out now. And when you're listening to the songs, tag me on social media and just be like, Rush, exactly. Because trust. Also, I've been rewatching Scandal. And I must say, rewatching Scandal at 31, I'm 32 this year. Rewatching Scandal at 31 versus when I originally watched it, Olivia, I'm not into the bun thing, but I get it. Fitz, I'm not into the bun thing, but I get it. Sometimes I get it. So I've taken the liberty of ranking the Scandal cast, right? From the bottom up. At the bottom, we have Cyrus Bean. You know why Cyrus is the worst member of society? Cyrus is the worst member of society because Cyrus will do whatever it takes. No, everybody in that show will do whatever it takes. But Cyrus Bean is like the scum of the earth. Cyrus Bean is like if, what do I say now? Like if the worst person you know had the worst person they know. Like Cyrus Bean is like the scum, the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the barrel. So he's at the bottom of the pyramid for me. Up next is Fitz. Now Fitz is like an adult baby. I remember say Fitz only win the election because them fix it. Remember say Fitz father no know left from right and is a you know what. Remember say Fitz Fitz is a white man also. We're not putting no white people on no pedestal. Okay? So, Fitz is next. On top of Fitz, literally and figuratively, is Olivia. No. Olivia, you are not at the bottom because you are black. And I'm not putting a black woman at the bottom. You already have to go through enough as a member of the society. I'm not putting you at the bottom. But you see your behavior and your actions. Olivia, sleeping with the President of the United States of America, you're next. Up above Olivia is David, Rosen, Abby, Huck, all of them. The little fly-by-night workers, fine. On top of that is Papa Pope. Have you heard of Papa Pope monologue? You have to be what? Twice as good. What? Twice as good. Yes, you have to be twice as good to get half of what they have, Olivia. And I, Olivia, I am the hell and the high water. Beautiful. So Papa Pope, you're right up there. On top, the top two in Scandal is Jake. Hot take. Jake always stood by Olivia's side. No matter how Jake get hurt, man don't ever catches Jake love. But whatever Jake love it enough to be diligent and patient. And Jake will crick the people them neck and come back in a suit and still have time to drink wine with you when the night is done. I think he's great. That's what you call Hannah Montana, best of both worlds, Jake. Jake gives you a little crazy, but he gives you a little love. And it's crazy in love. So I like Jake. But at the top of the pyramid is Melly. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. But guess what? Melly always knows how to turn lemons into lemonade. Melly is like, okay, Fitz. Give me bun, but make sure, say, may I get something out of it. Melly is like, okay, maybe if you can support me to be governor, I can work with it. And then Melly say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the side chick that ruined my marriage and turn her into my campaign. What you call it? Manager. Why did I forget that word? Yes. So she is the real winner in all of that. Turn that M upside down. Melly, you are the winner. Exactly. Olivia is down at the bottom getting what the dog get. By Fitz. I can't bother with she. Love money. Love man like dog. Olivia, light and salvation is man. And that is why she can't progress. Olivia, you had the White House in your hands and it still was not enough. Because you know who you love? Man. 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 So listen to the Olivia Dean album, but X out Olivia Pope. Yeah. All right. Up next on my favorites list is intellectualism. There is a war against intellectualism. There's a war against intelligence in this country and in this world. I actually think that they do not want us to have any sense. And I think that anytime you present yourself as somebody that has sense, they bully you about having sense and hope that you will just draw back, play dumb, and stay there in the dirt and in the muck with the rest of them so that you can feel like you're relatable. But guess what? You're not supposed to be relatable, because what's the point of getting an education if not to elevate? What's the point of being exposed to all of this knowledge if not to rise up and rise above? Listen to me. I notice that in social media especially in like a TikTok space and stuff like that, they want you to be small and they want you to act like you don't know that much, and they want you to not use so many words that they don't know, and they want you to just be like, you like, so yeah, and they want you to talk to them about things that don't really matter, that are on some stupid ass blogs. They want you to do all of that because there is a fight and a war against intelligence. Let me tell you something. Anybody that went to school, anybody that tell you, oh, you're going like you're better than people, you are education is literally the gateway to advancement. What is the point of being educated if not to be better? Don't make them trick you and say to you, oh, but you're going on like you're better than people. Actually, what I'm supposed to do is inspire you to have more sense. By the way that I carry myself, and through the way that I've been able to unlock so many opportunities for myself, and through the way that I'm actually able to absorb knowledge and comprehend and push forward and learn and this, that, you're supposed to look at me and say, whatever him have, adapt more. But no, you want me play small. You want me say, I'm not here. You don't want me to be Beyonce. No, don't make them trick you and kill you. What we're into right now and what I'm a favorite of is intellectualism. And since we're speaking of intellectualism, let's just talk about Miss Kitty real quick. Miss Kitty, everybody use the fact that Miss Kitty have 100 subjects and them all against her. Oh, Miss Kitty going like such a brighter than everybody. And Miss Kitty used too much big. Mark you, I'm not really into the big words thing. She can tell you, I used to teach her. I'm not really a big words guy because I'm like, you don't need to go all that hard, Kitty. Just relax. However, because they don't have anything else to use against the lady, you can't say that she don't have no man, married. You can't say she can't have pitney, child. You can't say her career don't boom. She's on morning TV and she used to be on the #1 radio show in Jamaica. You can't say she broke like dog. You cannot say anything like that. So you go for the one thing. Oh, she go on like say she brighter than everybody else and she better than people. And let me know where in time you've heard somebody say, no, you're way too educated. Never. Never. That's like telling Bolt that him run too fast. Bolt, you know, say you run too fast and you make all the way uncomfortable through your speed. So run slow and I'm a boss. You hear how ridiculous that sounds? Or telling a Miss World, oh, Miss World, you're too pretty, Miss World, you're too pretty. If you are just a little less attractive and if you carried yourself with a little less grace, then I too could be Miss World. No, it don't work like that. Bring back sense and sensibility. Now, the last two things on my favorite list are very easy. Cat's Eye, very niche. Guys, Cat's Eye is a girl group that was in the Gap ad. Doom, 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 doom. My milkshake brings all the... Damn right. It's better than... And that, guys, I ended up watching the Cat's Eye show on Netflix. What it came? Pop Star Academy. I watched it on Netflix and I was like, oh, 3 years in an academy and only 6 girls will make it through and then they will become a pop sensation. Sign me up. I'm now a fan. Hands off, Gabriella. Gabriella, hands off, Gabriella. Check them out, Cat's Eye. And then the last thing is espresso martinis. If you're feeling a little droopy and sloopy, don't worry about it. If you want a little alcohol and you want a little coffee, drink an espresso martini. Let me tell you, I felt like I never wanted an espresso martini before. Is something happening with the cameras? Am I fine? Do we need to stop? Okay. You know, I go keep it in. I don't care. The espresso martini thing, right? So I saw DeAndre Brown talk about it on Instagram and TikTok. He's been like, an espresso martini is the elite's go-to. I don't want to be anywhere that doesn't have it. Let's taste it and rate it from 1 to 10. I was like, DeAndre, it can't be that great. Oh. Then I had a good one. Ooh. Then I had another good one. Ooh. Then Margarita, step to the side. Step to the side. Margarita, park. Margarita, ease over now and go over Margaritaville, girl. What you know about? Espresso martini is now at the top of the list. Elite. I'm telling you. But if the girl them cannot make it, oh, you love an espresso martini? Okay, so I went to, here's the truth. I've gone all over the world, right? And I've been like, the espresso martinis are good, but I could not find a good one in Jamaica. The bartenders at AC Marriott have suddenly learned, one of them took a trip or a flight because the espresso martinis there in the last month have been incredible. I mean, like, literally like a 15 out of 10. Like, I literally invite my friends to AC to drink espresso martinis. Could they bring down the price just a little? I find so. In this economy, when coffee, where bloom, I think it's a little dear. However, yeah, the espresso martini, what does it, which finger is it? Should we just figure out what the clock is? It's the finger, the index finger to the thumb. Or the middle. But I hear that the middle has a different meaning than the index. I hear that one means clock it and one means applause. Right. So I need you guys to comment down below and tell me, because I have to be where the girlies are, right? Is the girlies watching these things, you know? So clock it is thumb to index, and applause is middle to thumb. Okay. In any event, I don't have any space using that, you know, because remember when you say man for act like man, right? So, remember when you say? Remember when you did say it? Right. Remember when you, right. Right. So, I'm bringing back one of the best segments of this show, Win or Bin. Win or Bin is brought to you by the winners and the binners. Now, the first thing on the win or bin for me is AI. So my ears say, at some people's workplaces, people are dropping like flies, right? I have a friend that works at a law firm. All the junior associates, -1, gone. They're like, don't worry about it. AI will do it. Even sometimes, like, the bosses are just like, look here, you guys are slow and inefficient, and I really do believe that AI could do a better job. Okay, fine. Every conference I've been to, I went to Forbes 30 under 30 the other day. I was at CultureCon. Everybody's just like, AI is the new wave. Okay, I get it. But let's talk about several things. One, do you know what impact AI is having on the environment, people? Do you know how many servers have to be set up for you to answer one question? Guys, there is a reason when you enter the something and ask it to generate an image, it takes a while. The place is on fire. The climate is changing. AI, please, there must be a more sustainable way for us to be able to achieve this technological advancement as well as balance some sort of climate, like, sustainability and conservation. Like, we're going to die. So that's one thing. Number two is, here's what I'm saying. And I don't want anybody to feel that way, right? But I feel like I was told that AI is the next wave because some rich people decided that it's the next wave. But when I look at like the day to day and how, like, so, how do I say this? I just feel like when I force it down my throat. Let me just be clear. Like, I literally feel like, whereas social media was something that was organic and we were like all warming up to it and we're like, wow, this is so new and this is so fresh. I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being told that AI is the next wave, AI is the next wave, AI is the next wave, versus experiencing AI as the next wave. Like ChatGPT and all of those things are great, and I understand that it really has been able to advance us. I use it for my planning. I use it for my episodes. I use it for my like day to day. I use it for a lot of things, like, but I don't use it for writing emails. I don't use it for writing prompts, like proper messages rather. I don't use it for writing essays simply because I want to make sure that my brain is still doing its work, right? Because there's been research that shows that those who use AI all the time versus those who use Google as a search engine versus people who don't at all, and the person who was using AI 150%, their brain chemistry was nah. The dementia is gonna come, right? So I am not trying to do all that. So I don't use it for all the things outside of like business enhancement and business development. But guys, what is this? Like, I just feel like it's being forced on me. Like, remember when they had that thing where they told you that you could, what was it again? It wasn't blockchain. That thing, man, where they had the photos, NFT. Oh, remember when they were telling us that NFT is the next wave, and all the rich people are like, NFT is the next wave. And I was like, I need to feel the wave to know. It needs to hit me like a tsunami. I'm not doing no wave unless I feel it. I have to be underwater, be like, that's how the wave has to hit me. I cannot be, you see like how COVID hit us? That's a wave. That's a wave. That's a wave. AI is like you know when rain a drizzle? It's like a bubble. Yes. You know like when you watch those shows and the rich people are on the train and them pay them money and them all right and the train a go. That's what AI feels like. AI don't feel to me like something that all of us are experiencing. That means I'm not do the course them, but I feel like me I gonna make it miss me. I'm still a little course them, I'm still look like a, I have an advanced like a self. Because I understand. But yeah. So for me, AI is a win. Why? Because we need to find a way for people to still keep their jobs. Like, I just feel like, say, what is the world without the people, right? And I understand this whole idea of us being advanced, but remember that the world is here to be inhabited by its people. And if the people who live on the world are unable to survive on the world, what is the point of the world? So, if you're going to tell me that AI is advancing all of these things, but then through climate change and all the other portions like taking people's jobs and so on, we're unable to exist and survive and thrive, then what's the point of it, right? I know what the point of it is, for rich people to get richer, but we must find a way to balance. So, for me, it's a win. But if you're a young person out there watching, the goal right now is for you to learn how to optimize through AI, because you can't make it leave you behind. So, yeah. The next thing on the win or bin list is, I don't know if you guys have heard all of this debate on TikTok and Instagram that influencers are making too much money. So the win or bin is influencers. No, that's crazy. It's like Spider-Man pointing on himself, because I'm asking if I am a win or a bin. But I was just using the winner bin as an opportunity to say this to you guys. I find that everybody wants to say that jobs are so easy, but nobody can do the job. Influencing is so easy, everybody can do it. Yet still, your page has been stuck at 1,500 followers for the last 3 years, and nobody cares what you're doing. So if it were so easy, Becky, why don't you do it? Oh, everybody can hold a camera. Oh, really? Everybody can hold a camera. Can everybody afford a camera? Let's start there. Let's say you're able to afford it. All right? Do you know what to do with it? Do you know that it's not just point and shoot? Do you know that you have to set it? Do you know that you have to light the place? Do you know that you have to buy an SD card? Do you know that you need a hard drive? No. But here comes influencer Clark, influencer Simi Moonlight, influencer Scott Louis, influencer Olive, RushCam, influencer whoever, and they invest in themselves, them realize that people like them build out something out of it, them start building out content pieces, they're working with brands, they're liaising with brands, they're giving brands what they want, they're converting customers, and all of a sudden, this is where we draw the line, and no! The principle, they should not be paid. Mark you have a friend that went to an Ivy League and is calling himself a consultant, and you don't know what consultants do. You have no clue. Everybody's a consultant, management consultant, this consultant, that consultant. You don't know what them doing now, and you aren't even sure. Because when them come into the meetings, all they do is say, oh, we have ideas on how we can reform this, but you have to pay us more for us to tell you. You don't know what them do, but where you draw the line is at influencers. Okay. All right. You know a girl that has a baking page that cannot bake. The cupcakes taste like shit. And you are going to buy her cupcakes, just to give her a strength and support her, but influencers is where you draw the line. You have a friend that cannot sing, and you have hired him for your mom's wedding. Your mom's wedding. You've hired him, and you are paying him his price because creatives should be paid what they deserve. But influencers is where you draw the line. Get out of my face. Win or bin, win. And they will continue to win. Also, you just need to come to terms with the fact that you're not one. I think that's where... See the pen I'll drop. That's how you know it's a true me attack. You see, once everybody comes to terms with the fact that they're not influencers, I think we'll be okay with influencers being paid what they're paid. I think the issue is that everybody thinks that they can do the job. I have the issue in marketing, by the way. Does anybody here work in marketing? Everybody thinks that because they have a phone and because they have social media, they know about social media strategy. So if you know about social media strategy, right? Why the side hustle that you have? Remember, you have a 9 to 5, Why the side hustle that you have where you are rolling out content every single week? Why you can't get any sales off it since you know so much about social media strategy? Chloe's curtains has not taken off. Bobby's biscuits, it has not taken off. But you know social media strategy so well. If you know social media strategy so well, do it. But you can't. So, let's just move on. Because everybody has one, don't mean that you know how to use it. So because everybody has a phone, don't mean that you're a social media marketer. It's like saying because I have feet, I know how to run. That don't mean I can do it for a career. Bolt. Exactly. Bolt is the golden thread for today's episode. He's the pinnacle. Anyway, so that's number 1. Number 2, influencers. Number 3, the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Win or bin? The Victoria's Secret fashion show. Win or bin? Hello? Anybody there? The Victoria's Secret fashion show. Win or bin? I hear somebody saying win. Rihanna did it first. Ooh. oh, Victoria's Secret is so inclusive. Yeah, because I was going to lose how much money on the bras and panties because nobody was going to buy them because we were lit and woke and we realized that you guys only care about skinny bitches. Ooh. But here's my hot take. I kind of want Victoria's Secret to be that brand. I don't think every brand has to be super inclusive. Here's my thing. If it is natural and organic for you to be inclusive in your fiber and in your brand DNA, do it, right? So I thought it was natural and organic because everything that Rihanna does and has done has been inclusive, right? Her team is inclusive. Her stylist is a black man who, her makeup artist is like, she looks... is she Asian? I don't even know what Priscilla is. But Priscilla is a whole other person. And Priscilla is not skinty. Then now, her hairdresser is somebody, like, her entire being is diversity. So, and it works for us from the Caribbean because we are a diverse society. And that is what we're accustomed to. Now, Victoria's Secret. I'm not saying enough for diverse, I'm not saying that. But... it's like you go in a box. No, speaking of AI, it's like you went on ChatGPT and you said, hey Chat, I'm planning a fashion show coming up and everybody's saying that I lack inclusivity. Who do you think I should include? And them say, all right, here's how you could do it. 1, pregnant woman. 2, black woman. 3, transgender. 4, full figured. Like, so you put it together and it's like you expect to get the perfect cake and the cake was okay, but it just didn't do what you thought it would have done because we know where your heart is. And your heart is with the skinny bitches, Victoria's Secret. And it's fine. Because every time we talk about Victoria's Secret angels, it's always been those tall, white, skinny ass bitches. And guess what? We like it. Because guess what? The side of it, what would I call that now? The spin-off content is how did Bella Hadid get her body in 50 days? The side content is, Candice's diet. Those are like the side pieces of content. No, when you go up at the Victoria's Secret show and you ask the girl them what them do for prepping, the girl them say, me just show up. Me just come. Awa. Remember saying inclusive? So, I'm not saying I'm into body shaming. Absolutely not. I love the diversity. However, just be real. Do what you want to do. You see, like how Hailey Bieber is a white woman and her brand is white. Road Skin is a white brand. Yes, the black girls might use it, but it's for white people something. Certain things are white people something. You know, like how you have the row. Anybody know the row? Like the fashion line? Are white people something. And are white people alone must wear the row. Like how you have black people something. Like how you would have wear a black brand, you have white brand too. All I'm saying is, we don't ask black brands to be inclusive, and I understand why. Because we have always been excluded, so we don't need to be inclusive. But I just think, let people do what they do, and those who want to support them, support them. Now, if you care about diversity and you realize the Victoria's Secret, don't make them trick you by just throwing 2 dark girls and throwing 2 full-figured girls, and you're just like, see, they're diverse. They put them... No, pay attention. Okay, that's all I have to say. I'm not saying, but yeah. Last one. I had to bring this back because I have really serious opinions about it. I know it's going to change the world right now, but matcha. I had to bring it back because, so the matcha lovers, right? So there's a girl, Tony Bedassi. Tony always talk about matcha. Matcha. And when the girl, take Tony out of this now. When the girls are saying what they drink with the matcha, I have a matcha with 3 pumps vanilla and pumpkin foam and 4 pumps this and 5. You got, baby girl, you're not drinking matcha. You're drinking green syrup. That's what you're drinking. I don't know how to break it to you, but you might as well call it a green vanilla drink. You're not tasting the matcha. You just like the color. And if green is your favorite color, just say that. It's fine. I understand you don't want to drink brown water that looks like dirt. That's what coffee is. I get it. But you are not a matcha lover. What you love is the color green and vanilla. Oh, I love my matcha with 4 pumps blueberry, cold foam, 2 pumps hazelnut, and 1 pump vanilla with a shot of pumpkin. Babe, you're drinking a green hazelnut blueberry shake. It's not matcha. So next time, just buy the Lasco, buy the milk, get a drop of green food coloring, put it in there and call it a day. Nobody will know. But you don't love matcha. Don't make the people them waste them time. Get the powder, put it in the mortar and the pestle and it soup. All for you to drown it out with blueberry and rainbows. Just be real. You don't like matcha. And neither do I. So win or bin? Bin. How much time do I have left? Luckily for you, it's my show. Guys, I said I was going to do a 45-minute show, but I've been out of practice. I've not been out of practice. I've just not done a 45-minute show I haven't done a 45-minute show since January, like February. We're not doing that anymore. I lied. So win or bin for the matcha, bin. And win or bin for time, right. Let me just use this opportunity to quickly go through my betrayal list. Since we're talking about the bins, betrayal list. I'm not going through all of them. I'm just going to give you my betrayal list in like nuggets. My grandmother. Why did you die? I don't understand. I thought me and you had a plan. That's the thing, you know. Why do people die? I had a plan. My grandmother was supposed to see me graduate from university. Right? First of all, the lady don't even know that I was going to law. Because when she died, I was in sixth form about to do marketing at a school abroad. Why would you do that? You don't think that's unreasonable to die? You could have given me some time and some notice. So, betrayal, off with your head. Well, I don't even need to say that. You've died. Why did you do that? I find that is ridiculous. Death? Crazy. Like what? What's the point? You know, I gave a long speech before about death. But let's just talk about death quickly. Like, what's the point? Like, why would you... I don't understand. And then, why can't we all die in the same way? Like, why we can't just die in our sleep? Brutal death is crazy to me, you know? Like, why would you... What? I think it's wild. Ridiculous even. Shonda Rhimes, you're on my betrayal list. For 2 reasons. 1, why is Grey's Anatomy so long? And 2, why was Scandal so short? When me say, what the boy name with the cane road, Trevor? What Trevor do upon Grey's Anatomy? You know, Grey's Anatomy has gone through every single natural disaster known to man. The next thing left happening in Grey's Anatomy is for a volcano to blow right under the hospital and for them to rebuild it with the clay and the dust and the charcoal from the volcano. Like, Grey's, it's over. It's time. Shonda Rhimes, you have started so many new shows. You've done the new shows, and Grey's Anatomy is where you draw the line. Hang it up. And why you do that to Olivia? Olivia couldn't have a happy ever after. Oh, but Olivia's happy ever after is what she wanted. But what about me? What about what I wanted? Olivia couldn't find a little husband. Did she ever get married? No. She couldn't marry the little black guy. Remember the one that did vouch for her at the time when she was in a scandal? She could Olivia couldn't even have a little boyfriend. Then now, don't get me started with how to get away with murder. Remember when Annalise Keating up on the step? Bonnie, don't leave me, Bonnie, stay with me. Yeah, make me have go outside of my character. Shonda, you have to go down. Betrayal. Next up, snail mucin. Guys, it have a fungal acne thing about it women I like. Correct. It have a fungal acne thing that I don't like. When you do the snail mucin, there are two routes that you can take. One, flawless glass skin, which by the way you had before and you will always have because your mother is Nanny of the Maroons and you're born with maroon skin, which is unbreakable. Or because your mother is a Korean, right? Or because the Korean skincare is really funny because they do take care of their skin, but they have naturally good skin. So it's like, is it the 10-care skin step or is it because you're Korean? Because you know the Koreans have fabulous skin. Like I've never seen a Korean with a bump, you know. How many Koreans do I even know? Anyway, the other route is for the snail mucin to turn into fungal acne. And I can tell you, I could show you photos of what happened to me. And you would be like, death. You would be like, damn, I looked like the rivers of Babylon where we sat down and where we wept when we remember Zion. Like I look awful. I look like, you remember when Moses was going through the plagues and he was like, yo, this is crazy. Like the 10 plagues, I look like the 11th plague. That's what I looked like with the snail mucin. I think it was unreasonable. I looked awful. So, yeah. Next up on the betrayal list is the supermarket express line. Now, why would you put a trainee? Let me start at the top. Some of you don't know this, but the supermarket express line is where you go if you have 10 or less items. You notice I said 10 or less, right? Not 11, not 12. 10 or less. It says 1 to 10. Cool? Not between. So if I have 10, it's like the supermarkets put the trainees at the express line. Because why are you taking 5 minutes to cash out somebody's cheese bread? The man is on lunch. The construction worker has bought his cheese bread and his supplement and he's going about his business. He buy a Malta, he put it on, right? I've seen it before. And I say, oh, him just buy him. So the man is drenched in cement. And the man is in front of me and I'm just like, yeah, man, he's just buying his thing. Here I am. I just felt for like an icicle, you know. You know, sometimes I feel like an icicle, you just walk and you buy like an icicle in the supermarket and you say, all right, I catch it out quick. Express line. Beep, 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 beep. That is $875. Oh, so that include the Malta? Oh, you wanted the Malta? What do you mean? It's just 3 items. I wanted the third. What do you mean? What oversight happened? Them slow. And I'm telling you, yesterday I went to the supermarket express line and I realized that the cashier was just opening up. So I said, let me go to that line. Silly rush. Why did I go to the line? Why did I go to the line? Why did I go to the line? I never got through. I had to skip to the other line. And last on my betrayal list, the rest are on TikTok, is redacted. I cannot call the names, but let me tell you something. There is somebody right now that I have blocked on everything, including email, because they do not even deserve to know that I am alive. That is how much I cannot. That person has that. There are some people that don't even deserve to breathe the same air as you. There are some people that when they're walking past, you need to hold your breath because you're just like, wait, we can't be breathing the same air. There are some people that are so awful that you cannot even call them by name. You know, when the court documents come out and it's a redacted and you have the black marker over it, some people should be called black marker. This person is such an awful human being that their mere existence makes me want to go to the hospital and be admitted for an upset stomach. Like I want to vomit from here all the way to the University Hospital of the West Indies and be put on a drip. Like that person is so awful that I would pee through my ass. Like I would rather eat a jean jacket in Alaska, in a pond, naked, before I speak to some people again. That's just the truth. I have to go down. That's my betrayal list. You see, jean jacket, Alaska, naked, in a pond, come on. Never speak to me again. And if you're seeing this, by the grace of God, delete me. If you're watching this from your, what you call that? Fake profile, just block me now. Block me, please. I don't want you to even know that I exist. And if I pass away, God forbid, I'm not ready yet. Do not even come to my wake, because I will wake up. I'll wake up. I will send you home. The fuck? Anyway, lastly, I know I said that I'm doing cease and desist last. I just have 2 more things to say. I learned some lessons while I was on holiday, and these are very important, right? Small nuggets. I can keep each one in a minute, but it's very important for me to say. You guys need to learn to diversify your mental portfolio. Whoa. What do you mean by that? Stop putting all of your mental eggs in one basket. You can't be... You see, because you're only thinking about one thing at a time, or not at a time, because it's only one thing on your mind, anything that is like from left field or not aligned with what you want to happen, or anything that will throw you off, is going to be catastrophic, because that's all you have going on. So I was talking to my friend about this, and I said to her that you need to keep busy and you need to keep occupied with several things. And this goes for if you have a job, if you're in school, if you're in a relationship, you need to have several balls juggling. Great, what, weird, odd. Can I say why? I'm not really that kind of person, but why for that? Balls juggling? I don't like that. That's too much. That's like going in Price Mart and seeing the cashew that named Poppycock. What? It's too much. So you need to have different eggs in the basket so that if one egg drop out, you're not ball and I said, Jesus, I want the egg drop. Oh. Or if the basket, like you need to have different baskets and different eggs. That's all I'm saying. Because let me give you an example. If you're a bride and you're about to get married and you're preparing for the wedding, right? And you don't have anything else happening. You're just preparing for the wedding. You're not working. You're not going out with your friends. You don't have any hobbies or anything like that. If the caterer calls you tomorrow and tells you that they don't have any cranberry for the pie, it is going to feel like the end of the world, because that's the only thing you have going on. You need to diversify that portfolio. So you need to have 100 things happening so that you're able to say, oh, that's fine. They don't have cranberry, I'll take cherry. It's okay. Don't worry about it and just move on. Trust me, it will help your nervous system, and it will also allow you to navigate through difficulty at a much faster, smoother rate. So that's number 1. Number 2 is I have learned to slow down to really and truly manage my nervous system. I'm no longer in a rush. I know my name is Rush, but I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing to anything. No, that don't mean that I'm going to be late all the time. Sometimes you have to late, because why are you showing up first? Relax. Remember who you are. You don't need to show up first. But I have decided that I'm going to stop rushing and fussing. Like, Oh my God. There's something that our grandmother used to say, haste makes waste. It's true. Slow down, Savannah. I'll get to you when I get to you. Just take a little time. Is that the storm? Somebody's moving something. I thought it was like, I thought God was coming back for us. By the way, did you hear that a rapture was coming? Do you guys not read your Bibles? You know not the day nor the hour when it's coming. Just read now. It's there. Anyway, so I've decided that I'm going to put one foot in front of the other and get there when I get there. So if I'm doing something, I'm focused on that one thing. When I finish it, I move on to the other thing. I'm not rushing and getting myself all in a tizzy because the nervous system will be busted. You want to regulate your nervous system? Do things with a pace. Take your time. You have to understand urgency, yes, but take your time. What else? I said to my therapist, by the way, we all need to go to therapy, right? I can give you some resources. Therapy, she asked me what's going on, and I said to her, I'm in a season of reaping and sowing at the same time. So if I had like a field, I would say that half of the field I'm planting and half of the field I'm actually like collecting the crops and sorting out myself and whatever. And she said, that is the perfect place to be in. And I said, why you say that? And she said, because if you were only planting, then you would be disheartened because you cannot see the fruits of your labor. You're not seeing anything that says that it's going to work out. But if you are only taking up the crops and collecting, then without sowing, that means that right after you finish, you would be experiencing a famine. And I was like, wow, that's so profound. And she's like, yes, when you're going through life, you have to figure out a way to multitask and reap and sow at the same time, so that while you're congratulating yourself and while you're saying, yes, good job, and while you're saying, wow, I've done such a good thing, and while you're saying, wow, this was so worth it, and while you're saying, yeah, man, some of the crops spoil, but, I have dinner, you still need to be over in the corner saying, okay, how do I need to be pouring into this? How do I need to be setting myself up for my future self? How do I need to? It's like that balance. My grandfather used to say, feast today, famine tomorrow. No. Reap and sow at the same time. Use your two and them. 1 year plant, 1 year collect. 1 year plant, 1 year collect. 1 year plant, 1 year collect. So those are the lessons. And the last one is that your mind will play tricks on you. Your mind will play tricks on you. But you know the biggest trick that your mind plays on you? That your mind is playing tricks on you. Whoa, am I high? No, hear me out. Sometimes, follow me, it's simple. Sometimes you believe that something is true because your intuition tells you that, right? And instead of believing that it is true because you're trusting your gut, you have convinced yourself that your mind is playing tricks on you. So now you've played a trick on your mind by telling yourself that your mind is playing tricks on you instead of just trusting your gut. A lot of times we gaslight ourselves into believing that our feelings are not valid. So you feel something, So like, I would have disrespect you. And you say, boy, I feel like Rush disrespect me. Instead of sitting with that feeling and say, boy, Rush, I feel like Rush disrespect me. You turn around and say, maybe I'm overthinking it and he didn't disrespect me. And maybe I'm overreacting. No. If you felt it, you felt it. That's why it's called feelings. Right? Feelings are feelings because they're felt. So if I felt like you disrespected me, you owe it to yourself to honor yourself by saying, yes, I felt this way. Don't talk yourself out of your feelings. That is why you guys build up so much resentment for people around you. Because you talked yourself out of the feeling and you convince yourself that the person didn't hurt you. And deep down, the person hurt, and deep down the person hurt you. So when you turn around now and you're trying to move on from it and you're just like, oh, it never really bothered me, you actually realize that it bothered you and you ate the girl. So don't talk yourself out of your feelings. If you feel it, you feel it. Yes. 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 I hear it too. Don't worry. Yes. So now, let's close with the cease and desist. This is a new segment. And it's like, remember Donkey of the Day? Remember Donkey of the Day in Breakfast Club, where Charlemagne used to have the Donkey of the Day, which is just the person who have to go down? This new segment is called Cease and Desist. And my cease and desist today is going out to two sets of people. The first person or set of people that the cease and desist is going out to. The fake mental health advocates. You guys suck. And why do I say that you guys suck? Because you post things about mental health simply to get likes, but you do not actually care about people's mental health. Because if you did care about people's mental health, when people are on social media bullying others, you would not be in the comments saying, lol. Or you would not be tagging your friends and saying, look at this. Or when your friend tell you that they're going through a tough time, you wouldn't say, oh, Jano. Or when your friend tells you that they don't have the capacity to deal with something, you would not be like, but what about me? You guys are fake and you're frauds. And the only reason that you keep on posting about mental health all the time when people is because it's trendy, not because you actually care. Because even when the girl the other day, the Miss Jamaica, when she unfortunately lost her life and she's no longer with us, a lot of you guys went on Twitter, X, and kept on saying, but what about her friends? What about her family? What about this? What about that? First of all, if you are really a mental health advocate, you would know that the first thing to ask when somebody does something like that is not what about the people around her. Because you would understand that mental health is something that is so nuanced, so layered, has so many levels to it that you cannot actually just pinpoint and say, what about that one thing? The best mental health advocates are excellent listeners, actually. The best mental health advocates are those who are able to take themselves out of situations. Like a lot of us want to insert ourselves in other people's situation. And we allow our ego to get in the way. And then because our ego is bruised, we turn around and say, but she never want to listen. No, you actually just have a big ego. The best way that you can be a mental health advocate is to start with the people around you. You're not getting any points online for reposting a flyer that says mental health matters when you're an asshole to your friends. And also, one last thing, why do we keep telling people to reach out when we don't want to answer? Check on your friends. Well, the friend needs to answer. I don't understand. That is something boy, check on your strong friends. The strong friend needs to answer the phone. Pick up. Shit. Crazy. Anyway, cease and desist to you. Now the next cease and desist. This one is going to ruffle some people's feathers, but my last cease and desist is going out to the overly religious people. Actually, the people who are newly converted Christians who turn it into their personalities and want to judge every single other person that exists on this earth. You see, I'm so happy that I knew Jesus from I was young because I have experienced Jesus and my relationship with Jesus and God in so many phases of my life that I'm very comfortable and very secure in my relationship with God. You need to slow down and calm down. You are not the gatekeeper of heaven. Relax. You're not getting brownie points for how many people you can judge in 15 days. There's not a scoreboard that says, if I judge how many people online, then I can get closer to heaven. Heaven is not going anywhere. And the easiest way to get to heaven and the fastest way to get there, separate and apart from doing what you need to do, which is believe and receive and all of that, is actually to love other people. But them always talk about there's no hate as strong as Christian love. Because, my God, why are you so caught up in condemnation? Fruits of the Spirit, love, hope, not hope, faith, long-suffering, patience, this, that, that. You're not displaying no fruits. But what are you displaying? Judgment. God has enough judgment for all of us. There are billions of people on the earth. He has enough. Him don't need your help. Slow down. Calm down. Relax. I know you're excited. I too was excited when I found out that, wow, somebody died for my sins. Oh, insane. Look at you go. That's crazy. I know. It's amazing. But you cannot go around just bullying people and just tearing down other people because they do not display what you want them to display. You have to slow down. Calm down. And let me just tack on something. A lot of you use your traditional views and values to justify discrimination and to justify why you are hateful. So, for example, I saw a video the other day where somebody was saying that they're traditional, but they weren't really being traditional. What they were being was unkind. Right? And they were just like, yeah, man, but my traditional beliefs and my beliefs and my beliefs and my beliefs. My belief is that you're an idiot. And my belief is that you're unkind. And my belief is that you should come off the internet. That's my belief, but you don't see me going around saying it because now I'm going to be the asshole. You have to cease and desist. Yeah, relax. But anyway, I had a blast. Oh, we're so back. I love the chatting. I'm not lie to you. I love the chatting. And I'm so happy you guys are here. I have updates for you on like unfiltered voice notes and things like that. But those things will come. And we are going to try and do a live show this year. So, every massive and crew, skip to my loose, save up your little money because live show have to keep. And it's going to be immersive and really, really fun and really exciting. So, those are my updates from me to you. And I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed this episode. I asked you a lot of opinion stuff and I want you to comment down below and let me know what you think. If you got to the end of this episode, just let me know by saying butter. That's the code word for the girls who got to the end of the episode. If you got to the end of the episode, comment down below and say butter, butter, and we'll chat. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are so happy and so blessed to have you as a part of our community, which will soon get a name. We will see you next week. And if you are out there in whatever struggle you're going through, just remember that you're not alone. And remember that there is someone that cares about you. And we care about you and you matter to us. So if you need any help, anything like that, it's okay. Put it down in the comments and the community will support you. We are trying to build a community, not just for me, but for all of us. So thank you so much and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.